My name is Kim Garst. I'm a best-selling author, and I help business owners create more sales. So like I said, I have owned an online business for over 20 years and bought and sold, created in some cases, well, all of them, created multiple 6- and 7-figure businesses, and in some cases have sold them for a lot more. And my current business is Boom Social. I'm the CEO of Boom Social. So I am in the social media space. I help business owners create more sales, leveraging the power of digital and social media. I got started way back in the day in AOL business chat rooms. That's how I connected to people and got business way back in ancient days. So, but now my current business is in the social media space, and I, teach, train, help business owners create more sales, specifically leveraging, the power of digital and social media. I am going to share with you my favorite tools and why I use them and how I use them, and I even narrowed it down all the way to things I use daily versus everything. Does that make sense? Because I want you guys to know what I do each and every day to save time, and because there's not enough time on God's green earth to do all this stuff, right? So how do I save time and still manage to be active on almost all the social platforms? Hootsuite. I am a big fan of Hootsuite, even though it is not pretty. It is not the fanciest platform out there. I have used it for years, and I use it not only to manage my my social presences, but I also use it to listen and monitor conversations, hashtags, all of those things. And I've been kind of hesitant. I try them all. I've tried tons of them, and the only one, honestly, that even comes close, and I'm going to give a big shout out to, is Agorapulse. I do love Agorapulse too. So if you guys haven't heard of Agorapulse, in many cases I would be willing to bet you haven't, then you might want to check them out as well. So they are an amazing Facebook management tool, and they've recently incorporated Twitter as well. And one of the things I really like about Agorapulse is it basically allows you to kind of categorize your connections. So maybe your customers on Twitter, or maybe your influencers on Twitter, things of that nature, so you can, quickly find those folks. So I do like Agorapulse. I use my Facebook Pages app on my phone each and every day. That's not just the Facebook app itself, but also the pages, because I manage and monitor my conversations on my page instead of through instead of Hootsuite. I just find it's easier. And Instagram, I use my Instagram app each and every day. I use SCHEDUGRAM every day for Instagram. So if you guys are, you see content on Instagram each and every day that I share, all of that for the most part is pre-scheduled. Every once in a while, I'll post something, just on the fly. But most of my content is pre-scheduled. I don't, spend a lot of time sitting down, what am I going to post right now? I'm not sure. What should I post? So big picture, guys, for my strategy for social media, I have what I call content buckets. And those buckets are focused in on specific types of things that resonate with my community. So they may be inspiration, they may be motivation, they may be humor, they may be a marketing message, they may be an opportunity to share a blog post. It might be a whole, I have I don't know, maybe 15 different content buckets. And all of those buckets are filled up with content and pre-scheduled almost each and every day for all of my social platforms. So I use Social Oomph for to pre-schedule my content for Twitter. So this is important, guys. So pay attention to this one. This is one of my best tips, and one that I can't seem to get as many people as they need to slow down to go do this. Social Oomph is not pretty. It is not intuitive. It is a pain to set up, but it is the most life-saving thing that I have in my arsenal. It saves me tons of time each and every day. So it is cheaper. Social Oomph is cheaper than Edgar. It is not pretty. It is not pretty as Edgar, but it does a couple of things that Edgar doesn't do. You can, in Social Oomph, it allows you to set up what's called queues, and every time something is shared on Twitter, so let me give my specific tip here, and what saves me hours and hours of time every day. I share my content on Twitter. I have over 400,000 Twitter followers, and Twitter is one of my number one, it is my number one social media referral traffic source to my blog. So how I share content on my Twitter account daily, I share a blog post because I have a lot of evergreen content. Evergreen content is content that is true today, 6 months from now, that kind of thing. As long as it still is value-based and true, I continue to share it. In other words, I don't share a blog post just one time and make it a one-hit wonder and forget about it. I'm constantly sharing my content. So I do that using Social Oomph. And every time that tweet goes out, it rotates back into the bottom of the queue. So I don't have to constantly be building out my queue. I just let it, it's all automated, guys. And that's not true with Edgar. You have to continually keep scheduling your content. It doesn't just auto repopulate, essentially. Now, one would say, well, aren't you sharing the same content over and over again? Yes, but most people don't see that content for days or see the fact that it's recycled for days because of the volume of content that I have. So Social Oomph is a huge lifesaver for me, and more importantly, a huge time saver for me. So every 45 minutes, I share a blog post on Twitter. I don't sit there and tweet it out every 45 minutes. No, I have it all scheduled and it's all automated. So the only thing that I don't automate is my engagement. If you're talking to me on Twitter, you're talking to me. So I don't automate. But there is, like I say, there's not enough time on God's green earth to do all this if we don't automate some things. So I do automate my content. And it will save you tons and tons of time if you do it. PostPlanner is like my secret sauce for my Facebook page. And, well, not just for my Facebook page, for my content across the board. So PostPlanner is $7 a month if you buy the yearly plan, and $9 a month if you just choose to use it, month to month. The tool is a way to find proven viral content. That's what it's all about. So what that means is they have a back-end system that it pulls, top content based on pages, Facebook pages that have good content, that are getting a lot of viral posts. And then you can either share that post to your page so that you have a proven, content. In other words, if it's been shared 1,000 times on somebody else's page and that content is something you think your community would resonate with, then it stands to reason that graphic would also be popular on your page. So PostPlanner is a great tool for building out more engagement by using proven content. So you can use essentially other people's content that's been proven. Now my only caveat to that is make sure you give credit to the person who originated the content. It is very affordable. The way that I use PostPlanner is a little bit different than the way others do. I create original content across the board for my social platforms, but a lot of people and a lot of business owners don't have the resources to do that. They don't have the skills to create the graphics, and they don't have somebody to or have somebody to do the graphics for them, because I use a lot of graphic content. But I do have, I create a lot of visual content myself, and then I have a team as well. So I create original content. and the way I use PostPlanner is for idea generation. You know, I'll see something that has obviously resonated as a whole, and I'll be like, well, okay, that's pretty cool, but how would I say that? Or it'll spin another idea off for me. And that has been very successful for me. You know, I use it for idea generation, essentially, and it has changed my Facebook page. On average, I reach anywhere from 10 to 50 million people for free on Facebook each and every week. Now, so a lot of people say organic reach is, you know, gone. You can't get free reach on Facebook anymore. And I'm saying you can. It is more difficult. That's why PostPlanner is such a godsend, because it allows you to find content that is already proven to be engaging, and you can absolutely leverage it and not have to have the big team and the big resources and the big skill set. You just, you know, you pay the $7 and you figure out what works for your communities, and you share it on your Facebook pages. So it's a godsend, honestly. If you haven't checked it out, I would definitely check it out. So PostPlanner, BuzzSumo. I use BuzzSumo almost every day. So both of these tools, and I kind of categorized them. PostPlanner and BuzzSumo I use to find proven content, essentially. So with BuzzSumo, you know, I'll take a look. If I have an idea for a blog post, I'll go check out BuzzSumo and see if that idea, that kind of that keyword phrase that I'm looking to write a blog post on, what other people have wrote about that topic, and you know, how did they word their blog titles and that kind of thing, so that I can get a better spin on what's going to resonate with my community. So I use BuzzSumo almost daily. Overvideo is an app that I think is awesome for Instagram or any place where you can't type in your own call to actions. So with Instagram, for example, or, you know, you can even use it on Facebook. It's not just exclusive. I use it mostly for Instagram. But Overvideo allows you to put text over your video. So if you are, you know, you get to the back of your video, or even on the front side of your video for Facebook, for example, you know, many times people don't press the play button on Facebook. So you can actually put text at the bottom, press play to hear, for example, and that way people would know to press. So that's one idea. Or at the back side of your videos for Instagram, you know, go to my blog or go, you know, whatever your CTA is, your call to action, whatever you want people to do next. So the things that I use daily as it relates to visual content is CANVA. And I know a lot of you have probably heard about CANVA. I want to give a big shout out to the work feature inside of CANVA. So CANVA can be free, but the work feature, and I'm not sure if anybody knows, because I am sorry, I do not know what they're charging for the work version of CANVA. Do you guys know off the top of your head? CANVA is awesome. The work feature, they just updated that to where you can upload your own your own fonts now. You can create your own folders. You can resize your graphics, guys. And let me paint the picture of why that's important. Yeah, Subi does say that. Yeah. If you create one graphic, then if you have the work feature, you can click on the magic resize button inside of Canva and click the other sizes that you want that graphic to be applicable for. So let's say you create the one graphic and it's a Facebook graphic, for example. You can click the magic resize and resize it with a click for Pinterest, for Twitter, for, you know, wherever you want to share it, and it does it automatically for you. So the work feature inside of Canva, in my opinion, again, from a time-saving standpoint, you need it. I'm just saying. Okay, the work feature is $12.95 per month. If annual, then $9.95. It's worth every penny, guys. If you're sitting there and recreating that one graphic into a Twitter graphic and into a Pinterest graphic and into a blog post graphic, I'm like, really? No. One click and there you go, because we've done that in the past where we had to create all the different sizes. So it is worth every penny and more. And then I use a couple of other that I just wanted to highlight. They're all phone apps. TYPORAMA WORDDREAM, and both of those are kind of like WordSwag. If you guys are familiar with WordSwag, I've kind of replaced these two that I just shared with you with WordSwag. I used to use WordSwag all the time, but TYPORAMA now has the ability to size your graphics for social media platforms, which I love. So Rona Designs is awesome. So in fact, guys, tap the little bats, because you go there and they have all of these, like right now, for example, I just updated my app this morning, and they have all of these Halloween templates. So check them out. Now, Rona Designs is not as easy. It does have a lot of, built-in graphic design techniques. So it's easy in the sense that you can layer and you can do a lot of cool things, but it's not like you just pop in and you type in your text and boom, there you go. You do have to do a lot, there's a lot more functionality to it, a lot more depth to it, but it is a really cool little app. So I want to highlight it. Okay, and Legend is another one, guys. Legend is really cool because it allows you to create animated text graphics. So it's really neat, and again, something I use almost daily. So definitely go check that one out too. And then last but not least, something I use every day. Yep, guys, I use Periscope each and every day. It is the best way to engage and connect with a community of people that are interested in what you have to share. Yeah, Periscope is the bomb. It is a great way to deliver value and, connect and engage. Two things of value that I think would be beneficial to you. I have a Jumpstart guide for Periscope, so you can go check that out at PERISCHOOL.training. And it's basically just an ebook that will help kind of get you moving on Periscope. It'll give you the basics. And then if you want to, learn how to leverage Periscope for your business, you can check out scopingforbiz.com. All right, guys, take care. I'll see you later. Bye.